You open Instagram for no reason, and 20 minutes later you're sitting there thinking, what did I just watch? Same. Or this, you take a phone to the bathroom, you scroll while waiting in line at Starbucks, someone's talking to you and you catch maybe half of it, and then have to ask them to repeat themselves. And you tell yourself, I'm just keeping up with things, I'm not like addicted. Real question though, if someone took your phone away for an entire day, would you feel fine? Or would something close to panic start creeping in? Don't answer yet. Or, and if you are watching this while scrolling something else or multitasking right now, this video is for you. Stay, that's exactly what we are getting into. I'm going to show you my screen time stats. And this is me, someone who deliberately doesn't have TikTok installed. Drop your number in the comments, no judgment, I've been there too, honestly I still am sometimes. Hi, I'm Julie. Sit with it as my way of making sense of life and learning to live it a little better. This is a space where we slow down, look at familiar scenes differently, and talk about what actually works. And if it resonates with you, subscribe, let's figure it out together. I'm not going to tell you to delete everything and go live off the grid, because you need an app to get an Uber, you need your phone to order at half the restaurants in the city. We live online and that's just reality. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why your brain literally cannot stop and why that says nothing bad about you. You'll never look at your phone the same way again. Grab a coffee, let's go. Most people who can't put their phone down think the problem is them. No discipline, too lazy, just need to try harder. But here is something I want you to know. For the first time in human history, there is an entire industry with billion-dollar budgets and thousands of engineers and psychologists whose business model depends on you not to be able to focus. Every minute you spend in an app is money for the company, not because you bought something, because your attention is what they are selling to advertisers. And here is where it gets interesting. Have you heard the word Nomophobia? It's the irrational fear of being without your phone. No official classified as a mental disorder yet, but already causes anxiety, irritability, sleep problems, and social isolation. And we are not talking about a handful of people, we are talking millions worldwide. There is even a phenomenon called phantom vibration. You feel your phone buzzing, but it isn't. Your phone literally makes up an excuse to make you check it. Hi, brain. And now, why does it happen? Because we need to talk about design. Have you ever noticed that the notification icon is red? Not blue, not green, red. That's not a design accident. Red is a color of urgency. It's literally screaming, open me, right now, it's important. And remember when Instagram had an end? We could actually scroll through your whole feed and it would just stop. Now it's infinite. That's not an accident either. There are thousands of engineers and behavioral psychologists constantly improving their apps with one goal: grab your attention and never let it go. The algorithm already knows a lot about you. What makes you stop, what makes you keep scrolling, what triggers a reaction. And here is something most people don't realize. The algorithm doesn't care whether the content is positive or negative. It only cares about your reaction. I'm a huge royal family person, have been for years. I remember exactly when Queen Elizabeth II died. There was no official confirmation yet and my entire feed was already exploding. Who was where the family was heading, theories, speculations, all of it all at once. We were literally living inside a breaking news moment in real time, like we were characters in a show. And before, we got our news in morning paper, in doses, or during the evening news, or we heard about things from a neighbor or a coworker the next day. Now information hits us in waves every minute. Something happens across the world and 2 minutes later we know. And not just know, we already have an opinion, we already arguing in the comments. An MIT study found the false news spreads 6 times faster than true news. Why? Because it triggers outrage, and outrage is a reaction, and reaction is exactly what the algorithm picks up and amplifies. Think about the last time you were really angry. You stop actually hearing the other person. That's the algorithm, just at the scale of billions. And here is something I want you to walk away with from this video. Nobody wakes up and thinks, today I'm going to open my phone and spend 3 hours mindlessly scrolling. What happens is we pick it up for something small and innocent. Reply to a text, check the time, see if it's going to rain, and suddenly 20 minutes have passed, then 40, 2 hours. This isn't a time management problem. It's an attention leak. Imagine a bucket full of holes. You keep pouring water in it, but it keeps draining out. And you don't even notice. The worst part is that it doesn't hurt in the moment. The emptiness comes later at night, when you feel like the day just happened to you and you didn't really do anything that mattered. But I want you to say something. Your time didn't disappear. It just got dissolved into micro leaks. 5 minutes here, 10 there, and by the end of the day, hours are gone. And the worst part, we got used to it. We normalize its invisible loss. Now let's talk about the brain. And there is something here that genuinely surprised me. Most people think dopamine is a pleasure chemical. But that's not quite right. You're scrolling reels looking for something good. This one, maybe the next, or the one after that. And you look up and an hour is gone. You didn't even find anything that great. You were just waiting for it to show up. That's dopamine, not the reel itself, the anticipation of the next one. It's not the content that hooks you. It's the split second where you don't know yet if something good is coming. And this is where social media did something very clever. The whole thing runs on unpredictable reward. There is a famous psychology experiment, rats in a box with a lever. When pressing the lever always gave food, they lost interest quickly. But when food came only sometimes, they pressed the lever obsessively. Because maybe this time, we are those rats. Scroll, find something good, dopamine hit. Keep going, again, loop. And by the way, this is the exact mechanism as Amazon Prime Day or any flash sale. You open the app and there is a countdown, a limited time offer, or a spinning wheel. Unpredictable reward. You didn't plan to buy anything and now you have a cart full of stuff. Social media and compulsive shopping, literally the same psychology. And here is something we rarely admit to ourselves. Maybe the issue isn't just dopamine. Maybe you are not addicted to your phone. You are addicted to escaping yourself. I know that sounds heavy, but sit with it for a second. When you are bored, the phone. When you are anxious, the phone. When conversation gets uncomfortable, the phone. When you don't want to talk about something hard, the phone. I've caught myself doing this. In the middle of a tense conversation, when things got uncomfortable, I'd reach for my phone and start scrolling, just to stop feeling what I was feeling. It was basically what toddlers do with a pacifier. We use our phone not to process emotions, but to turn them off. And that escape has a cost. Every time you check out with your phone, you're just not building the life you actually want, from the version of you that you want to become. And here is something worth remembering. When you're offline, you're not missing anything. And whatever is happening in the world, chances are you can't do anything about it right now anyway. You've seen these videos, right? Someone's talking at the top of the screen and slime or a game playing at the bottom. That's intentional. If the top loses you, the bottom keeps you there. We are literally training our brains to be incapable of staying in one place. There is a researcher Gloria Mark at UC Irvine. She's been studying attention for 20 years. Back in 2004, people could focus on one thing for about 2.5 minutes before switching. Now, it's 47 seconds. Not because we've gotten worse, but because our environment constantly activates our attention network and the brain adapts. It learns to switch, that's its job. And after every switch, the brain needs an average of 23 minutes to fully return to what it was doing. So every notification you open while you are working costs you almost half an hour of focus, not seconds, half an hour. And this goes way beyond focus. Anxiety increases, toxic social comparison where everyone else's edited, filtered life looks so much better than yours. Think about how you feel after 30 minutes of Instagram versus 30 minutes reading a book that you love. And sleep. The blue light from screen blocks melatonin, disrupts your circadian rhythm, you cannot fall asleep, you wake up exhausted, and the next day you reach for even more stimulation. This is a closed loop. There are words for this now. Doom scrolling, the endlessly scrolling through content even when it makes you feel worse. You know you should stop, you don't stop. And popcorn brain, when your brain has gotten so used to fast, bright stimulations that real, slow and quiet life feels empty and boring. Reading a book? Too slow. Watching a whole movie without your phone? Exhausting. Sitting in silence? Almost unbearable. I can't watch a movie in one sitting anymore, honestly. I watch it in pieces, and if it slows down even slightly, my hand goes to my phone, watching and scrolling at the same time. Anyone else? All of this together is that Oxford named the word of year 2024, brain rot. Not an insult, a diagnosis of the era. And countries are starting to act on this. Australia passed a law in 2025, no social media for anyone under 16. When governments start legislating, this is no longer a wellness trend. Here is what's happening right now. In 2025, vinyl sales in the US hit over $1 billion for the first time since 1983, 19 consecutive years of growth. Taylor Swift sold more than 1 million copies of her album on vinyl. Fujifilm Instax cameras keep breaking sales records, and I have one, and 2 out of my 4 closest friends have one too. That's not a sample of 1,000 people. That's my actual life. Something is shifting. Rihanna, Kim Kardashian both spotted with basic flip phones. Hashtags like bring back flip phones started trending, and I look at all of this and think, great, but hold on, because there is a catch. You don't break the habit, you just swap the object. You can buy a film camera and still spend hours on Pinterest looking for inspiration for your analog photography aesthetic. And brands already see it. I'd bet money that MP3 players will be back in Target within 2 years. Analog tote bags, retro gaming consoles, it's just hyperconsumption with a different aesthetic. Being offline is becoming a luxury. Used to be the advantage was knowing how to use a computer. Now the rare skill is knowing how to exist without one. So analog seen as a tool can help, but you won't become more present just by swapping your phone. Presence is a skill, not a device. You know what people always say when they actually disconnect for a while? And it's always the same thing, that for the first time in forever they could actually think without the noise. Not the feed, not other people's thoughts, their own. And outside of your phone there is so much life happening. Small things every day. The smell of rain, a real hug from someone you've missed. Your dog losing their mind because you came home. It was always there. You were just too busy watching the edited digital version of the same world. I'm not going to give you a list of hacks today, just 3 questions. Not to answer out loud, just to sit with it. Are you controlling social media, or is it controlling you? What would your life look like without the constant noise? And what you are missing while scrolling? The first step to changing anything is just noticing, seeing the mechanism, and you're already seeing it, because you made it to the end of this video. Next video we talk about what to actually do about it, with neuroscience and without being preachy about it. And in the meantime, drop your number in the comments. How many hours a day are you on your phone? I genuinely want to know. Talk soon. Sit with it.